Hello children, welcome to your next science class. So today in class 5 we are going to start with chapter 4, that is solid, liquid and gases. Today we are going to learn about what is matter, states of matter, particle arrangement in matter, change of state of matter, evaporation, condensation, melting and solidification. So let's get started. So children, as you can see that we have some objects kept on the table. We have a book, a ball, a glass of water, a cup of tea and a balloon filled with air. So can you guess what do all these have in common? They all are matter. Now you might be wondering that what is matter? So children, matter is anything which occupies space and has mass. So as you all can see that the object kept in front of you have got some mass as well as they are occupying space on the table. So all these things are known as matter. A ball is a matter, water in the glass is matter and gas in the balloon is also a matter. Now you all might be thinking, then why do these things look different from each other? This is because the matter is made up of very small particles called as atoms, and the arrangement of these particles make these matter look different from each other. Or we can say that the matter exists in three forms. The first one, the solid, the second form is the liquid form and the third form is the gas form. So a ball is a solid form, cup of tea or a water in the glass is a liquid form and the gas in the balloon is a gaseous form. So now let's find out that how do the particles are arranged in the different forms of matter. So let us talk about the three states of matter, their examples and their properties. Matter exists in solid, liquid and gas form. When we talk about solid, for example, a bat, a ball, a book and a computer screen, the particles in solids are tightly packed, so they cannot move away from each other and they have fixed positions. That's why solids are rigid and they cannot be compressed. And we can say they have a fixed shape, fixed volume and they cannot flow. But when we talk about liquids like water, milk, juice, cold drinks and all beverages, the particles are not as tightly packed as in solid. So they can move and slide over each other. This makes liquid flow and take the shape of the container they are poured into. That's why liquids are not rigid and they cannot be compressed. But liquids also do not have fixed shape, but they have a fixed volume. Many of us think that liquids have no fixed shape as well as no fixed volume, but it is not right. Liquids have a fixed volume. Let us talk about gases. For example, helium, which is filled in the balloons, which makes them fly because it is less dense than air. In gases, the particles are far apart from each other and they can move freely. So, gases can flow easily and take up all the available space in any object. That's why they are not rigid and they cannot be squished. But they have no fixed shape and no fixed volume. So now, when we know that matter exists in three forms, solid, liquid and gas, have you ever wondered that do these forms change from one into another? Yes, they do change. So let's perform some simple experiment to understand the change of states of matter. So children, to understand the change of states of matter, we'll take an example of water because it exists in all the three states of matter. Solid, that is ice, liquid, that is water, and gas, that is steam. So as you all can see that I am boiling water in a pan, and when water is heated, it gets the energy, the molecules in the water gets the energy and they start moving faster. So what happens? They change their state and they become steam, or we can say gas. You all can see that the water is changing into steam. This process of heating water and the changing of liquid form of water into steam is known as evaporation. Now children, if I cover this pan with a lid which is cold, so what will happen? The vapors of water will come in contact of the cold surface of the lid and they will change into water droplets. You can see here the drops of water. So this process, when the vapors change back into the liquid form of water, is known as condensation. So this is the next change of state. Now for the next process, let's see this state of matter. I hope you all know that this is ice, which is the solids form of state of water. Now I have kept this ice in this bowl and you will observe that after some time they will melt and they will start converting into water. As you can see that the water has started collecting in the bottom of the bowl. So this is known as melting. Which state is changing here? Solid state of water is changing into liquid state. Now for the next change of water, let's fill this tray of ice with water and keep this tray in the refrigerator and observe it after certain time. So and see what happens. So see children, after some time when you will take out this ice tray, you will see that the water has changed into ice. Means the liquid state of matter has changed into solid. And this process is known as solidification because the liquid has got solidified. So finally what we can conclude is that when ice is brought at a room temperature or when it is provided heat, it starts changing state from solid to liquid and the process is known as melting. When water is heated, then starts boiling or it changes its state from liquid to gas and it becomes water vapor, or we can also call it as steam, and this process is known as evaporation. When the freely flowing particles of water vapor comes in a contact of a cold surface, then they change into water drops again and the process is known as condensation. Similarly, when water gets a very low temperature, they change back into its solid state and the process is known as solidification. So this is how the change of states of matter takes place, either by heating or by cooling. So that's all for today children. I hope the topic is clear to you. Kindly complete your copy work which will be sent to your class groups. Take care. Enjoy learning.